My name is Anna Clark, and you can find me on www.facebook.com/Apostle Anna Clark. Hopefully my link will be below this video. If not, please click back to my original, homepage or another video of mine, and you should see my link. And I want to read an article. And if you didn't know, I usually am given things to write from the Lord very early in the morning. Okay, and that's why I sound raspy. But I'm going to read an article that I wrote. A lot of the things that happened to me, big and small, little events, little annoyances, or different things I walk through, okay, is really to glean a message from and give it to the body of Christ. So this is what I want to share. So, so anyways, I'm going to read the article. And if you would like to connect, don't be afraid to connect with me. Inbox me, friend request me on Facebook first so that you can inbox me and I see it. If you don't friend request first and then inbox, and I probably won't notice it, your inbox message. So that's what I want to let you know in case you feel a need to reach out. If you want prayer, if you would like some direction, some spiritual guidance, some I want to say understanding, some words, some direction, some wisdom, maybe confirmation. Maybe you have your steps, but you're like, this is crazy, but I know God's on it, but I just want to make sure. And if you want confirmation, then, the Lord may use me to confirm that. Okay, so anyway, here's the story. I was going through the car wash today because I kept having these little spiders living inside of my doors, mirrors on my vehicle. And, you always have a Klingon in your life trying to be nosy or duplicate you. Okay. And I was driving the other day and a spider was swinging in my window when I was driving, and he was almost swinging in my face. And I was like, look, we're not friends. And I was trying to safely pull into a parking lot to roll up my window because it was like a manual deal and on this vehicle. And so, I was like, I got to go through a really hot car wash because if I wash the car with cold water and the hose outside, that's not going to do it because we've done that. And the spiders keep coming back and sitting on our mirrors, and they're all in the way with their webs. And every day we go to our car, we have to wipe them out of our handle part so we can open the door and then off of the mirror, right? And then I got tired of doing that every single day because they were just like winning at being there with their mess. So then I was like, no, I have to go through the hot car wash. So, okay. So I realized that, and I was like, no, I have a little change. So I'm going to go through this good car wash, and then hopefully it kills these spiders, right? And then so I got to go through this hot car wash, get these off of my vehicle, and God's going to remove, and this is the message, God's going to remove or slay some of your nosies, some of your Klingons, and some of those that have to know what you're doing, and some may innocently want to know what you're doing so that they can try to duplicate you, but in the flesh, because they don't know the image that God's made them in, like how he wants for them to be. So they're looking at you like you're the example, which can be okay sometimes. But my goal is not to make people me. My goal is to help people get closer to him and understand how to hear him, and help you to know where your blocks are and why you don't hear him or sense him or the directions for him, and restore your communication to him. I'm sorry, I always have to clear my throat a lot in the morning, so I'm so sorry. But so anyway, so he's going to remove some of these that are really like annoyances from your life so that you can go to this next level. Now, in the spirit, like a spider can stand for somebody that's deceitful, or maybe they mean to be, or maybe they're not really knowing they're not so honest with you about their feelings or thoughts, motives. Some people don't even know their own heart. Okay. They don't even know why they're doing what they're doing. So sometimes there's spiders in your life, people that cling on. Okay. People that want to, just, be all near you. So that could be a symbolic, you know, understanding of what a spider in the spirit could be. Um, you know, there's other examples of what a spider could symbolize in the spirit, which could be a good thing. Like if you're going to build something from scratch, from the ground up. But this wasn't what I felt was a part of this message. So anyway, there's people that maybe have tried to weave their way around your life or to look into your life. The mirrors stand for people trying to look into your life. Okay. So now, if you remember in one of those movies, it was like mirror, mirror on the wall, and then the mirror was like showing images, and it was like a form of divination or something like that. But anyway, so God's going to remove some that have like a familiar spirit, or they want to always act like they're being familiar with you, or they always want to call you and text you all the time. If we're going to say the truth, we don't have time for that all the time. Not for those that he's not joining to us in this season. You may only get through this little doorway, this little kingdom looking doorway, right? The eye of the needle, I want to say. You can only get through this and into your destiny if you drop some of this baggage. Some people are like sandbags and weights, and nosy. They want to be right on your side, or they're weak, they're insecure, and you can't lug them around anymore. It's not time to lug some people around. We have given them their orders. We have patted them on the back a lot of times. We've encouraged them. We've taught them how to hear the Spirit of God speak audible. Like we've helped them get some deliverance, but they still don't want to get the training wheels off. They still want to keep the scaffolding near. They still want to be in the baby crib, and they don't want to get their walking shoes on and walk in their destiny. And some of them are like wounded soldiers on the field in battle that you don't have time to turn back and lug around anymore, because now it's going to be your life on the line if you continue to carry some people that it's not time to carry anymore. So you have to know by him who he's joining you to, and your point and your purpose. And like when people like I think of connections as, what's your name, and state your state your function. Like I want to know, I need to assess what this is. Now, I don't say that stuff to people, obviously, because that'd be crazy. But I always go to God, and God tells me, this is the point of this connection. This is the point of you in this location. This is the point of you in that relationship. No, you can't leave that, though it doesn't look good. I'm sending you there. And then sometimes there's things that seem good and people that can move in the spirit, but they're going to be so, negative in your destiny or in your journey if you don't let them go now. It's better to keep the lost sometimes than to keep some of the saved with you, because the ones with the most spirits a lot of times is those that know him, because the enemy's coming full force after them because he's afraid of them, that we will be a light and make changes and make advances and make shifts happen, and start projects and complete them and hire people, and we're going to run things. And this is not narcissistic, but this is like for visionaries, this is for leaders, and this is for those that believe that God's going to use them to do great exploits, right? And God's given you some blueprints and plans, and if you are a visionary, you don't have time for all this. So anyway, side note in the sidebar, there's people that you may need to reassess. Okay. Why are we connected again? Why are we connected again? Oh, yeah. We met back then, but life was like this then. And then God turned it like this. And then he had me speak into your life then, but now it's not that time anymore. Or it may be time for some that want to speak into your life that you depart from them, or you're going to find that some of them depart from you in various ways, because it's not that time anymore, because God's about to get them off of your life so they're not looking in your life, because even some of the watchmen on the wall are those that can end up cursing your life, right? They start to speak over your life because they don't understand the next rev that God's giving you, the next move that God's taking you in. So anyway, we're talking about assessing what's looking in your life. Could be like a spider, could be clinging on in your life. and the mirror stands for someone looking into. Okay, so anyway, I wanted to take this car through a hot car wash. Like, this thing will have hot water, hot, sudsy soap, and then they put this hot wax or hot oil, whatever, on your vehicle, right? The oil or the wax reminds me of the anointing. So sometimes God just wants to take us through something to get a lot of things off of our life, or to detach it from us so that we can go forward, without these things stuck on us. We don't want to be a host for some people that are leeching on your life. There's a time to carry and there's a time to release. Okay, so anyway, now went through this car wash, right? And so let's find where I am in my little article here. Yeah, so anyway, I went to the car wash at the start of the car wash, the little garage thingy you drive into, and I wrote here, I don't know why, but almost kept control of the steering wheel, and the worker was like, just keep it in neutral and that's it. And and then I was thinking, yeah, we don't need to go to the left or to the right. Just let go and let Jesus take the wheel. Oh, because I'm holding this wheel and still like trying to feel out if I'm in the groove of the tracks or whatever, that I'm supposed to go through in this car wash thing. And this thing's supposed to take control of my vehicle, and how a car wash works. And I was realizing, wait, why am I getting all anxious holding on to this wheel? The guy was saying, that's it, just take your hands off the wheel, and just keep it in neutral and go through. And he was pretty nice. And I was over there trying to make sure I'm doing things right. And, and it just reminded me how we want to guide and steer things too much sometimes and put brakes on and maneuver stuff. And like we know how to do something better than God, instead of just letting go and let God take you on a journey. And as I was looking through the sudsy window at this point, now it reminded me of how you can't fix yourself up enough for Jesus. You just come as you are, right? And he will scrub a dub dub you, and it's not always an overnight change. We have layers and layers and history and things we walk through and things people put into us and things that we were taught or things we observed and things that we followed, or and so we might have traumas and we might have memories. And when you pray, you need to pray against trauma. You need to pray against bad memories. Like, just name it like it's a person. Name it like it's a thing. Like trauma, bad memories. Because the reason why some people have anxiety and they're tortured in the night is even from trauma and bad memories. So you bind it and holy. So you bind it and then you like cast it out of you. You could even like curse it. You can say you send it to where Jesus Christ sends it, or you send it back to the pit where it came from, but it needs to get out of you, And so anyway, there's different things that we can have. So God wants to, this car wash is almost like a picture of how God's fixing us up on the inside and taking things off of our life on the outside that's like stuck on us, like people, like I described. And you know and so anyway, God's always working on us and he's doing things in our favor. Our process is necessary. So salvation is a done deal, but healing and getting our understanding and unfolding our destiny will cost us, right? So it takes process. We need a process. And it takes time and yielded ones. So I wanted to share that God's getting us ready and removing clingy things, nosies, watchers, copycats, life leeches. It could be prophetic people that have a religious spirit that will hold you back, that will kill things and speak against it. And maybe don't want to see you with someone or don't want to see you go further. Or, people can be gifted. It doesn't mean their character is fine. It doesn't mean they're loving just because they're gifted. They could be gifted. I've known so many prophets that are very messed up. I just want to say messed up emotionally because, we get a lot of rejection because we're very different. We live in the 5D, 3D, everything. We see everything HD. I don't know, whatever. We sense, we feel, we're hearing things all at the same time. Our experience is not the same as the next person next to us. They might hear and sense on a level, but we're, getting bombarded on different levels in the spirit realm. So we might be a little different. Our perception could be different. Our understanding could be different than what's popular in the day, or whatever. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. So we're just different. So then our expression could be different. Our life could be different. Our way of talking can be different. Prophets tend to speak in riddles. So anyway, I'm just saying that I've met a lot of them, and he's ripped me away from a lot of them because they'll they just need healing in their emotions, and they can be very clingy because they've had a lot of rejection. They can be very rebellious. They can be hard to lead. They could be very unteachable. So anyway, there's the reason why I say this is because it's shocking when the Lord even removes a prophet from you, from walking with you. It's shocking when he removes any believer from walking with you, when he takes you away. It's so shocking because you get excited and you're like, I found a friend, or I got somebody that kind of understands me. And then, they start manifesting. And it's not because they manifest that you have to leave, but because the Lord will show you sometimes that you have to leave because it'll get worse. Or it's just that appointed time to leave. So anyway, I found that a lot. So it's not that he removes what's obviously bad for you. Sometimes he's removing people that know him, but it's not for the rest of your journey anymore. Or they have a character flaw that's so not good that you're going to have to go. You're going to have to go because they're going to drain your energy. And he needs to preserve your energy so that you can do and get to what it is that he really made you to do per season. Because your purpose could sort of change per season. So God will remove these different type of things. Like I said, clingy people, nosies, watchers. The watchers could be saved or not saved, okay? Because gifts in the spirit work. And people that are lost can be intuitive, and they could be watchers in the spirit in a sense too. Your copycats, these are those that are insecure. They don't know who they are in him. They see you like a light, and they want to copy what you're doing. And some of them mean well. They really are like somebody you can mentor. But as soon as they turn jealous or envious, that's a murderous spirit. And the Lord may turn you from them, because now the whole dynamic of the connection changed, and another spirit entered in because they had an open door insecurity by insecurity. And so you have to leave. Sometimes you have to leave that. Okay, not murder, but envy claims a lot of relationships and conquers and divides. Okay, that's what I've noticed, because he never tells me to stay. When someone turns that way, it's inevitable. He always takes me away. Always takes me away. Because now that's not really your support. That's not really your friend. That's not really your team. And if they can't repent of it, that's when he takes you away. Because he knows that they won't change, right? So God will save you time. He'll save you time, and he'll save your spirit in a way of he'll guard you and hide you away from them, making you too busy, making you not focus or give energy or contact to them. He may cause you to block them. So you may wipe some of these things out of your life so that you can go up to your next level. See, if you don't move some people out of the way, he's not going to tell you what your next phase is, what the next answer is, where this mate is, or where this next business idea is, or where your next little pile of money is hiding at. Like, you have to remove the blockages. The blockages can be people that turn on you secretly and won't admit, so... so he's going to do this. He's going to do this. He's going to take off the bugaboos, the life leeches, the stuck on junk, and, kind of off of the vehicle, or off of you. You're off of your life, off your body. He's going to take this off. He's going to take people that try to cling on like a Klingon from Star Trek, and those that try to catch a ride on your coattail. Maybe they're inviting themselves to stay. Maybe they want to invite themselves to stay in your life, stay in your house. Maybe they think they want to do favors for you, and maybe they want to stay in your ministry, and they want to keep serving you, and they want to give you all this stuff. But those gifts can be tainted sometimes. And sometimes you don't need that help. There's a verse that talks about in Proverbs, about taking a bribe. You can take a bribe. It could be a meal, it could be money, it could be a gift, it could look like Christian stuff from someone, it could look like help from someone, but you could take a bribe and it will cancel out great things that are to come for you, because now you sold yourself short. Now you have taken what he's not leading you to, but you've been bribed anyway. So he's going to remove these that try to stay and make webs and perhaps even sticky situations around your life, in your life, in your ministry, in your business, whatever. Um, it doesn't matter if you have history. It doesn't matter if you know him 1 year, 2 years, 20 years, 15 years. He may cut that off. He said, I don't come to bring peace but a sword. And I'm not painting him out to be bad, but he said it. He said this truth. And he says it for our good, that sometimes it's not going to be all fluffy. Sometimes he's going to bring a division so that he could bring you into a greater unity with who and what you're supposed to be with. Sometimes the people in your life are trying to break up your relationship, your imperfect relationship that God's trying to join together, because he sees further than you, and that he's going to make a great exploit of you two, like you're a power couple. And so that means your mate is on board with you with the ministry or the business. So it's not gonna be just you trying to work this thing and they're over there working a stupid, dumb little job, but God's gonna join them with you, and you're going to be in unison, and you're going to move forward like a force, and you're going to employ. Some of you are going to do that. Some of you are going to have, ministry or different services. Your business is your ministry also, in a sense. Some of you won't have a mate that you can do your ministry with, but you'll have that on the side of the business that you do with your mate. So anyway, this is what's happening. He has to remove what's in the way first. Sometimes, um, you know, people like you and they end up competing for your attention, and you're already given your mate. I had a situation like that. Somebody liked me, but listen, I'm not going to go that direction. And, God's already shown me what's to be what. Okay. So when God already shows you what's to be what in the future, it's going to help you not to have confusion and run off with the wrong person, and then you'll miss your destiny. So I don't care what you offer me. It's nothing compared to my destiny. And I don't want anything less than that, because we've already been decided. So this is the thing. Whatever was fine for a long time, but now they're suddenly acting up, he may remove that. Okay. So, you know, God's taking these sticky situations, sticky webs from around you. He is the living water. Remember, we're pretending like I'm still going through this car wash with this vehicle, right? And, and as I was going through, I was thinking, wow, he's like the living water that can wash some long time, adhered to my life things that have been on me or with me. He is like a fuller soap that will remove what we couldn't get off of our own self, in our own life. Okay. And he has a way, and you may feel some buffing, LOL. You may feel some heat, you may feel some winds, because you go through that washer thing, and at some point it starts blowing all these winds. So when I wrote this, I'm like, insert whistle here, ha ha ha, and I said, you may feel like you're coming through a wind tunnel or a storm when you're getting ready to come out of this process, and to go into your future, right, in your destiny. You will come out. And I said, don't worry. When needed, he will clean you off again, because we walk through so much. You travel through so much down here. This is why he says, wash the saints' feet, because they walk through so much. Anybody that's been in any sort of ministry, that you walk with people, and they, from week to week, they go through different things. And sometimes you have to, it's not always that you're praying with them. Sometimes it's just you're talking them back into being in balance. You're talking them out of their emotions and back to following faith or the Spirit of God and to hearing him. And you're helping them, you're washing off these things of what so-and-so said to them. You're healing their wounds, that they just gained through that week of just trying to work and then their coworker was acting crazy towards them. So, this is why God's like, wash the saints of the feet. To me, that's symbolic of helping them clean off the junk and the crap they've been walking through, and the shrapnel they got in their toe, and the little cuts they got on their foot, and where the enemy bit them, and just different things like that. And so, but God will do that. He'll continue to heal us and help us, but we can't forget to come back to him, and so that's really what I had. It was my little story of me in the car wash with Jesus. And so, yeah, I wrote this on July 3rd, 2019. Again, my Facebook is www.facebook.com/Apostle Anna Clark. I'm a seer prophet. I've been calling myself the Unbox Prophet because God's been giving me that and putting me on a mission and an assignment that is always unfolding. It's very interesting adventure and what he's doing right now. He is sending us out and joining us and partnering us. But like I said in this story or article, that we have to endure a process. And sometimes what you carried with you the whole time, or whoever you were allowed to be in touch with this whole time in your process, don't be shocked if he suddenly takes it out of your life. And it doesn't have to mean that they leave this whole earth, but it could mean that they can't walk eye to eye with you, or they're not to walk with you anymore, because you are not allowed to invest your energy, time, talent, treasure. A lot of times he trains you with relationships, jobs, and friends. And these people in these places let you know what your gifts are, either by frustration or because you were willingly helping them, or using your gift in that place, or you weren't able to use your gift in that job, and it caused you to cry out and say, I'm made for more. I really want to use my gift because that's when I'm happy and that's my passion. And so I believe all people and jobs are lessons. I really believe all people and jobs are lessons. And so while that sounds really mean, in a way, in a sense, it almost sounds narcissistic in a way, but it's true. Because we learn about ourselves, we learn about God, we learn about others, and we learn about what our gifts are. And whoever envies you, whoever hates you, those that get jealous, and those that envy, and those that copycat, and those that monitor you, feel sometimes, they're going to be an insecure person, number one. They're going to be probably competing with you, number two. And they want to monitor because they're looking for an image to copy after. And what I've found is that, like I said, he'll move you from that a lot of times. He'll cut them off your life a lot of times. But you're going to find that when it's the time of your elevation, when it's the time of your harvest, okay, this is what he's saying right now. When it's the time of your elevation, when it's the time of your harvest, you're going to find that he will suddenly make you leave some of the things that's been with you a really long time. The rocket boosters that are on the side of a rocket, they've been there for a long time, attached to that thing as that rocket was on the ground level. And sure, it's been built up and it's been tall, and it's even at a different, the nose of that thing is just, the face of that thing or the nose of that rocket is like way up in the sky, where the rocket boosters are way down low. There's some people that are really low in your life. They're even going to be like footstools, and you're going to step on them and go into your next level. Some people are going to be like rocket boosters, and you're going to have to release them, or God's going to release you from them as he sends you up into another whole nother atmosphere, a whole nother level, a whole nother way of working, a whole nother level of money, a whole nother level of maybe business. Because a lot of times, even, I'm going to add this in, side note and a sidebar, a lot of times God gives you a lot of little businesses before he ever gives you the main and major one that you're really crafted and meant to do. And he won't tell you all of what you're to do sometimes, because you might ruin it, or you might say too much, or you might get the wrong people on the team with you. And so a lot of times he forms you with a lot of little businesses or a lot of little adventures or a lot of little ministry services you did before he takes you to the level that he really wants to take you to. And it was all necessary. And sometimes you have to leave those people, leave that team, or make some people get off your team or of your business or whatever it is, whatever he's having you do. Sometimes you have to go and in order to or release them in order to go to the next level. So don't be shocked if you take off like a rocket and you're gonna notice, wait, so and so is not by my side anymore. We'll just keep going with Jesus. Anyway, that's what I want to say. That's what I have. My name is Anna Clark. Don't be afraid to inbox me. And www.facebook.com/Apostle Anna Clark. And I'm a prophet. I'm a seer. I'm more than that, but really, ultimately, I'm just a servant. And I hope this confirmed, challenged, or, just encouraged you in some shape, way, or form. God's taken us into different levels. God's going to take us to new places. And I just want to encourage people. That's it. Okay. Thank you for listening. Bye.